Hey everybody, good evening. It's Ellen Lewis from Crazy for You, and I am so happy to see you. And I am so happy to be here and feeling better. A lot of you had asked sort of here before we went live in the chat how everybody was doing, and that is just so sweet. I just love that you guys care so much about the team. It was tough going there, but it's nice when you guys are thinking about us and sending all of your good wishes our way. It just is really heartwarming, and I love that. So thank you so, so much. I am pleased to report that everybody is better. We were all together yesterday afternoon, and that was really, really nice. So tell me in the chat if you can hear me okay. I have a new mic going on. Everything's a little different. The setup is a little different, but anyway, I think it's all going to work just fine. So I'm very excited to share with you tonight a yarn that just came in, literally just came in. And that is what I had talked about in the newsletter. And that is Ikigai, which is a beautiful yarn designed by designer Pam Powers, who has been designing knitwear for quite some time and was unhappy because she could not find a chunky yarn that she really liked. So she went on a quest and developed her own called Chibi Paca. And I've been knitting it kind of just as I sit here. It is so yummy, you guys. I can't even tell you. I have it on my needles, just really, really beautiful. It just feels like butter in my hands. It is absolutely gorgeous. But one of the things I think that really sets this yarn apart, and it's sort of hard to explain, but the palette really makes sense. Sometimes you'll see a yarn that's put out there and it's kind of generic. It's like somebody said, all right, we need a red, we need a green, we need a blue, we need a purple, and they'll just sort of pick these random colors because they know they need them in their lineup. In fact, I worked with a small yarn company some number of years ago. Sadly, they're out of business. And she had this great idea, or so she thought, which was, I'm going to ask yarn store owners what their best-selling colors are, and those are the colors that I'm going to bring in, which she did. And they were all nice colors, but they didn't go together. Do you know what I mean? They didn't have a cohesive story. And I think that's what I really like most about Ikigai. And I'll share this with you. But just to say, when I went into the shop to pick the individual skeins out and I opened the box, they had put the yarn, the bags of yarn in the box in this palette. So even when I took the tissue off and looked at it, it was just like, oh my gosh, this makes sense. And no, it doesn't have every color in the world out there. Like there isn't a blue red in this line, but there doesn't need to be. Do you know what I mean? They have a palette that makes sense, goes together, and works for the patterns that they've designed. So it's a whole cohesive kind of aesthetic, uniquely theirs, which is really very cool. So I'm excited about it. Okay, so hey Maria, hey Jal, hi Amy and Amelia, hey Arena, nice to see you guys. So let me just start with the Chibi Paca. Chibi, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think chibi means cute. So Pam is 100% Japanese, and she talks about that kind of in her brand story. But you know that there is a Japanese sort of aesthetic where cute is a really big part of it. You think about Hello Kitty and a lot of the really cute things that you see in a lot of manga and, other kinds of things. So what she sort of brought that cute aesthetic to this brand, which I think is very cool. So let me just start by showing you these colors. All right. So for instance, here are two greens in the line, right? There isn't a like a Kelly green. Do you know what I mean? There's this sort of olive or avocado color. And then there's this sort of electric color, which is called, is this called chartreuse? Absinthe. I knew it was one of those alcohols. So there's absinthe and avocado. And do you see how they really go together? And then you could take this color, which is heather, which really gives it a completely different dynamic. Do you know what I mean? I love that. Or you could take this beautiful navy, right? That works. And the navy and the heather work together, you know? So, and then, oh my gosh, there's this super fun bubblegum pink. This is called peony. But look how that is. Isn't that just great? I love that so much. And it's not the same as this, but all four of them could kind of work together, right? So I'm just going to show you the colors and play with them a little bit as I go. Can you tell I'm a little excited about this? So, okay, this is a beautiful color, this sort of tealy color. Put that in front of my face. Yeah. So that tealy color also works kind of with these greens as well. Green goes with everything. And, I'm not a big green girl, but there's something about these. It's just really fresh and versatile. So I love that. Of course, we have boring beige and gray and white. These are our neutrals, and they're not boring, okay? They're really actually very pretty. The gray is a nice gray. That's the color that I'm knitting with. Very nice and cool. How would the gray and the green go? Oh, that would be kind of nice too. But I can see that isn't this fun? That gray and the pink and that teal kind of working together, right? Yes. So, okay. And then this color, which is sort of like a lavender color, she has called this lilac. So it's really very pale, very, very soft color. Again, works perfectly with those greens. And then, of course, my favorite, this beautiful pink. Again, looks great with the greens. But the pale pink also really works with this sort of pale lavender and gray for very sort of soft palette, don't you think? All right, and here's another thing that I thought was really fun. These are two colors in the palette. They're really just, one is a riff on the other. This is the darker version, this is the lighter version. And then you have this in there. So again, they all absolutely work together. And yeah, Irina says the lavender would look awesome with the teal. Yes, it's a beautiful combination. Let's see, Amelia, of course, I knew you would know. Chibi means something closer to small in the sense of childlike or small animals. It also refers to a style of anime and manga art where characters have childlike features. Okay. Thank you, Amelia. Not exactly cute, but close, right? Close. I dropped something. No, I didn't. Okay. So here is a super fun color. This one's called Razzle. And this is right up there with this sort of bubblegum pink. These are really fun together. And I think this is where you want something like this kind of gray to offset. But look at those two together. Isn't that fabulous? And, I'm not really even like an orangey girl. This is kind of highlighter color, but, in the right context, it's perfect. It's just perfect. See, it would look good with these two kind of this really soft. Can you see this? This is sort of a soft gray green. And then this, she's called this cadet blue, which isn't what I call cadet blue, but you can see the colors there, right? So very pretty. And I want to call this boring gray, but it's not boring. It's called iron, and this is again really nice. A nice kind of neutral set. And okay, this one is a beautiful peach. This has that sort of dusty characteristic that the lavender and the heather and the see that palette really works. But I'm gonna jump in there and say that this sort of peachy one, look at that with that green, it's gorgeous. All right, Amelia, how is it that you know so much of this stuff? Kawaii is closer to the word cute in English. How do you know that? And she likes the teals and purples. All right, awesome. Hey, Barbara. Okay, so we have black, and then we get into these really beautiful, warm sort of spice colors, which again look great with the green. Look at that beautiful palette. And, you know, I think if you were to do this, that's really pretty, but with that hot green, doesn't that really enliven it so much? So yes, these are bulky weight, and they are intended to knit at a gauge of around 12, I would say maybe 11 to 14 stitches over 4 inches. I'm knitting this up on a 10 and a half, and I'm super happy with this gauge here. Let me measure this real quick because I didn't have a chance to measure it before I came on. I did measure the other yarn that we're going to be looking at. 1, 2, 3. So this is pretty much dead on 3 to the inch. So for those of you who love Cocoa Knits Emma, this would be a beautiful Emma. Very, very smooshy. Just really, really a lovely, lovely yarn. And I think you could knit it more tightly if you wanted to. Like if you were making a hat and you wanted it to be a little firmer fabric, you could absolutely knit this more tightly. And you could knit it more loosely, you know, depending on the look that you want for your fabric, right? So the composition of this yarn is 75% superwash merino and 25% baby alpaca. And that's a combination that we don't see all that often. You typically see a higher percentage of alpaca in this, but the 75% merino in there gives it a really nice structure, and you don't have too much alpaca. Now, remember that when they put alpaca and wool together, they're doing that by weight, and alpaca fibers are lighter than wool fibers, so you get a greater volume for the same weight. So there is a solid amount of alpaca in there. The hand on this is just tremendous. Okay, really beautiful. Now, I will say that I am definitely a kind of a sweater girl, you know that, but I don't know how I feel about this yarn for this standard sort of diet of sweaters. Why? One, it's put up in 50-gram skeins. And to me, something that's put up in a 50-gram skein, it's going to take 15 or more, maybe 20 skeins of it, because there's just 55 yards. Let's see, if you had, we're doing an Emma, that usually takes 700 yards. So yeah, so that would be 14 skeins of this yarn for a long sleeved Emma in a medium size. So it lends itself, I think, more to accessories. And that's what they've really designed a lot of this for, which is not to say that they haven't designed some garments, they have. But here in these 50-gram skeins, you're looking at small projects or projects where you're using multiple colors. So it is nice if you're doing a striped sweater to be able to get exactly the amount that you need and not have to overbuy because you've got a 200-gram skein of something. So does that make sense? Yeah, so very, very pretty and a beautiful, beautiful yarn. Like I said, I love knitting with it. It just kind of calls out to me. I want to make something, with it. And I'm not sure what, but after I show you the other yarn, we'll look at some of the patterns that are designed for it. Oh, I almost forgot. So in addition to the beautiful solids that we've got here, she's done a few marls. Now, I'm not a huge marl girl, but this one I think is really pretty. This is Cloud and French Vanilla. It's just barely, barely marled, but it is, you can see if you look at it close up, it's got a little twist of gray and white together where they've twisted that. Here is a beautiful yellow I didn't show you, but it's, again, that same kind of yellow that mixes with the others and just makes your whole palette pop. And here you can see a better example of how the marls work. This is this yellow and French Vanilla together in a marl. And that, I think, also helps to kind of bring the fibers together, bring the colors and make that work. So that's super fun. Anyway, did I mention that this yarn is so, so soft? It is just lovely. I really want to just knit. I just want to knit this swatch, right? Okay, so the other yarn that I wanted to share with you. Oh, wait, one more. So I think there are 15 colors. No, more than 15. I brought in all the solids and 2 of the marls. Forgot, there is this really pretty purple. It's kind of a reddish purple, which I think is gorgeous and would look nice with this. Now there's a fun palette. Do we like? Tell me if you like that. What would you like to see with this? I also think this would be really nice with this sort of this purple and the gray. Let's see if it goes with this one. Even that works. I mean, you could almost pick any 3 or 5 colors at random and they would go beautifully together. I can't wait to get this put up in the shop. It's fun colors. I'm so excited about it. Okay, so let me get these out of the way. And I want to share with you the other yarn that is new to her line, relatively speaking. And that is Paca Washi. And I wrote about this in the newsletter on Monday. And this is a sport weight yarn. And they have done a different method of making the yarn. Not super wash, they call it easy wash, which is a trademarked term that uses a more eco-friendly method of keeping the yarn from felting when it's in the machine. It's not one of those that you can throw in the washer with your jeans on hot and then put it in the dryer, but it's one that you can wash on gentle in cold water in the machine and dry flat, and it will be lovely and soft for you. So let me show you this because I did a little swatch of this one for you. And I can certainly show you here. Let me show you this. Look at this. So this is a sport weight yarn. Come on, camera. There. This is a sport weight yarn. And the gauge says on the ball band for between 23 and 26. I swatched this at 23. And I wasn't sure I liked it, but when I blocked it, it was absolutely beautiful. This, again, has the same lovely softness. It's crisper, I think, than the Chibi Paca, simply because it has a tighter twist, right? So beautiful. Really, really pretty. This was lovely to knit with. And oh my goodness, perfect for baby things. I would make a sweater out of this. Absolutely. 135 yards in a 50-gram skein means that you wouldn't need, 20 skeins of it to make a sweater, especially if you were doing any kind of color work. Yeah, this would be beautiful. I was talking with Jen Rua, who is Ginny's daughter today, because we're going to be starting a new little podcast thing together, occasionally going through and looking at, what would you use, what different yarns, what she might pick for a project, what I might pick. I can see this giving something that is designed in felted tweed a completely different look. And I think it would be really, really fun. But anyway, there are a lot of cute baby things and hats and accessories designed in this yarn. And it is gorgeous. So yay. Amelia likes the purple. Good. Absolutely. Irina likes it. Good. Yay, yay. Yeah, they do all seem to go together. I mean, look at this. This is just sort of random, I think, but it works. I think you could pick almost anything. Doesn't that kind of look like a spring garden? Super pretty. Okay, so let's see the colors of the Paca Washi. I'm just going to turn this up so you can sort of see what I've got in here. Isn't that fun? Just to me, it looks like, I gathered an armful of flowers. Isn't that pretty? That just makes me so happy. Oh, beautiful. Similarly, you've got those same kinds of greens. They're not exact. This is a little bit brighter than the avocado. This one is called Verdant. And this one is a little less neon, maybe a tiny bit less neon. This is the chunky, the chunky. So anyway, so the color palette is similar, but different enough that, it has its own kind of unique profile, which I think is really great. So here are some greens. Here we have that light and dark sort of minty tone. Really pretty. Those are even nice. And then we've got that. Is this the one? She calls this chambray, kind of a denim-y sort of color. Very pretty, those. And this is a little less highlightery than the other, but still very pretty. See, look at that. Each time we add something, it still sort of works, right? Of course, we have black, two nice grays, a beautiful white. So pretty. This just feels beautiful in the hand. And then this is my beautiful pink color. This is such a pretty. Sometimes it's hard to get a pale pink right because it can look kind of dirty. But this just looks, to me, just looks really clean and really soft and so beautiful. Look how pretty that is with the gray and the pink and the white. So nice. Oh, and look at this. This is just like gorgeous. We call this mulberry. And then this one is called orchid. So these are really pretty. Look at that. Okay, now this is not my favorite color, but I think we need it in the palette very much. This one is called Dijon, but look what it does for those two pinks. Love that. That just really, to me, just really pops because this by itself is a little too sweet. This is that little squeeze of lime that you need in there, that little dollop of mustard that you need in something to keep it from being too bleh. And then, of course, we have these gorgeous warm earth tones. This one is called saffron, and this one is called brick. Might have called this paprika, but nobody asked me. Okay, so those are the two like main yarns in the line. But I also want to share with you this super fun thing that she has that is going to make all of you smile. Okay, where is it? Okay, look at this. This is like a mini pom-pom carry along that I love so much. I don't even know how to tell you. Look at that little tiny pom-pom. So here's what's on my mind for this. Okay, because I have a new baby granddaughter. She's not that new anymore. She'll be one. But this is sort of like ice cream cone colored, or maybe cupcake wrapper colored. What if I did a little hat with like a ribbing in this color, and then I did the hat part in this, but I carried this along with it? She would look like she was wearing a little cupcake on her head. How fun is that? She's got little sprinkles right here. Can you see that? Yes, I think that would be ever so fabulous. And the sprinkles come in a lot of colors. So there is this one, which is called unicorn, because of course it is. And then this one is called rosé. Look how beautiful that is with that pale pink. Love, love, love. And then we have this one, which is sort of that kind of avocado green color. Very pretty. And I actually love this one, which has all of those kind of spice colors in it. So it's just a very subtle little carry along that gives a little fun to everything. Oh, and here's one. This one has the little gray palms. I would buy this in every color. I did buy it in every color. I bought it in every color. I bought all the colors because all the colors, we needed all the colors. So anyway, I thought that was super cute. And we have just a few minutes left. And I want to go through with you some of the designs that we have for this yarn. Okay, so all right. So this one, I got the wrong one? No, I've got the right one. Okay, wait a minute. I want to show it here. Yes, okay. So this is the one for, this is all of the yarn, the patterns that are designed for the Chibi Paca, which is the bulky. And I think these are just adorable. I'm going to make this big so you can see it better. There. And, you can see these if you just do a search on suggested yarn name. Look at these gorgeous stranded little hats. And you can see how the colors work just so beautifully. She's got this little baby blanket set. Super cute. Look at this one. This has a mitten and hat set with the little trees on it. And then little hats with flowers and mittens. This is adorable, this little baby blanket that uses all the colors. Kind of, that's a mosaic. So that would be super easy to do. But very, very fun little things. Got a little sweater there with like lots of different colors going on. Here's one of those hats that has the little mini palms. Isn't that cute? Oh my goodness, I can't stand it. Very cute. Beautiful. And she's also got a lot of this whole kind of embroidery thing going on, which I like very much. That's something that we're kind of getting into in the shop a little bit this spring. So look for that. But that's very pretty. Does anybody like embroidery? Tell me in the chat if you enjoy that. So As you can see, lots of little accessories that use lots of colors. This I featured in the newsletter. I thought these were adorable, these twister mittens with the polka dots, because of course you need them, because that's happy. And when it's cold outside and you're miserable, why not have some beautiful, fun mittens? Anyway, lots of really, really cute designs for that chunky yarn. Cute little girl sweater. Oh, look how sweet with the baubles. I think that's very cute. Lots of cute little baby things. Now remember that this particular yarn, the Chibi Paca, is hand wash. So you're not going to be giving it to a new mom unless you tell her not to throw it in the washer. But very, very fun, happy colors. There's an example of kind of some of the colors you might not expect going together, looking all awesome in their little hat. So you can see what I'm saying about the nature of the colors being so good. All right, so let me share something else. Not that. Okay, share the screen. I'm going to share these others. This is, yes. Okay. Okay, so this is for the finer. This is for the Paca Washi, the sport weight. So, so cute. Yeah, Gail is saying, yes, I am having entirely too much fun with this. It is just fun. I mean, the colors are so fun and happy. They're just so playful. Look at this beautiful scarf. Oh, I think it uses all the colors. Actually, it doesn't, but it could, you know? Like, again, we were talking about how they all just kind of go together. Cute hats, cute things, just fabulous. Anyway, I'm excited about it. I hope that you guys are excited about it too. I can't wait for you to see it. I have it on the website. I don't have the little pom-pom yarn on the website yet, but I do have the Chibi Paca and the Paca Washi on the website. And if there's any of that you want, I would love to ship this out to you. It is so cute. And I guarantee you I'm going to be making something really, really cute and sweet for my granddaughter. Even though I have a million things on needles, I am going to make a cupcake hat for my little precious angel. And I would love to hear what you think. If you're watching this later, tell me in the chat what you think. Sandy says she likes it. Lots of fun. And Jana, yeah, they're just happy, happy colors. And they're exactly what we need right now. We need some beautiful, happy, fun, and playful colors. And I hope that you love them. And I look forward to sending some beautiful, happy color projects out to you in the future. If you're, like I said, if you're watching later, tell me what you think in the comments. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe, and you can click the little bell so that you will always get a notification when I put up a new video. And, oh, I lost sound. My microphone should be okay. Okay, so anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time.